Now let's go over hold function combos. Hold function combos are when you utilize the hold function of the iNova in some creative way. It's really cool to add some flair to your show, but it's not really necessary when you're first starting off. And most beginners focus on this when they're first starting out because it's really complex and it requires a lot of thinking. This is the wrong move. You want to focus on your M1s and your M3s. And then when you're ready, you could throw in a little style with these hold function combos. It's almost like a basketball player practicing their behind the back shot without knowing how to dribble first. It may look cool when you land the shot, but it's not gonna make you any better at the game. So practice those fundamentals, those M1s and M3s, and then you could come to your hold function later. Now, the classic hold function move is this one right here. So pretty much what you do is you turn your red on, you click and hold it. And right when you click and hold it, you click your blue one on. And then you click and hold it, and then you let go of your red so it turns on. Again, click and hold, and then you let go of your blue. And then you let go of your red and it blinks. You could let go of your blue and it blinks. It's all about clicking and holding before that 3-second timer runs out. Now there's the variation of that move where you could go like this, and then you do a little thumb twiddle here, and then you could boom. You can really do any moves you want as long as you're still holding that thumb down. So don't be moving your thumb around unless you're intentionally changing it to the next mode. Another example you could do is the knuckle roll, where you could turn it on, click and hold, click and hold, click and hold, and then let go of both of them. You could also do a variation where you knuckle roll and hold it there, and then you could click this one on, hold it here, and then you could let go of this red one, hold it, let go of the blue one, hold it, and then blink both of them. There's so many different ways where you can click and hold. And so you could click and hold with your thumb right here. You could click and hold it on your palm. You could even click and hold it on another hand if you find a way to do that. You could click and hold it in between your knuckles and then drop them with a strobe. There are so many different ways. And so experiment with different ways where you could find places to hold. Another example you could do is you could click, roll it up here, and then you click and hold the blue, and then you click the red one on, roll it down, and then you could roll this one and then blink it in their face. There's so many different ways where you could just click and hold in different settings as long as you use it correctly. Now, the surprise factor is the most important part of this hold function. You want to hit them and have them not expect it. And so far too often, I'll see someone like hold the thumb here, like, and start doing all this other stuff around it. And it's so obvious that they're gonna drop the strobe. And then they like, finally after like 5 seconds, they drop it. And a lot of people think that that like builds up suspense. It doesn't build up any suspense because it's so obvious that it's gonna drop right in your face, especially if you're an impactor. And so I recommend try and stay away from that unless there's some like really cool way that you present it. Don't make it so obvious that you're gonna drop a strobe in someone's face. Because when you hold it there for too long, it becomes really predictable, and in my opinion, it looks pretty corny. You want it to be clean, you want it to be quick, and you want it to be unexpected. Now, finally, another thing you could do is you could actually double click to skip cycles. And so if we're going back to this first one right here, what you can do is I will turn my red on, turn the blue on, and then as I'm bringing the red here, I'm gonna click and hold the blue, and then I'm gonna let go of my red, and then press it again. And that will be a double click. So what that looks like is and that way you could skip a mode. You could surprise an impactor who thinks there's gonna be like some of this going on, and you could surprise the viewer. If you just don't wanna think about another position to get to, you could just skip the mode completely. Now that move is pretty cool, but I would recommend don't rely on it too much because it limits the amount of positions that you could do for your hold function combos. For a while, I was relying on it way too much and I just didn't do any hold function combos. I'd just be like, boom, which is cool, but again, becomes predictable when you do it too much. And so yeah, go ahead and use double clicks when you want, throw it into your show, but also keep it spicy and do things that people don't even expect, you know? Put some time into it and really think about like, okay, maybe I could do something like this and then do something like this. There's so many different ways that you could take these hold function combos, and when you mix them with the M1, like the advanced M1 concepts that I taught you earlier, you can mix in these hold functions and then hit them with a really cool strobe, like with that pinch and rotate move. So in summary, hold function combos are really cool to add some flair to your show. But if you don't have a solid show of M1s and M3s, then don't spend too much time working on these hold function combos. Focus on building the most important aspects of your show first, and then you can add the little cherry on top after.